So I came across the Palit Gamerock OC 5090. I had a tough time snagging a Founders Edition card at launch, just like everyone else, and ended up finding this one in stock at just over $150 over the MSRP. Now, back in April, I saw this priced at over $500 over MSRP. No way would I have ever gone for any 5090 at that price. Can you really have too much RGB? Palit seems to think not. Underneath all that flashy lighting, it's a powerhouse of a graphics card. It's got a dual BIOS, a boost clock of 2527 MHz, takes up to 3.5 slots, and weighs a hefty 5 pounds or 2.25 kilograms. Despite being mostly plastic, it feels quite solid and well built. Just be careful though, many cases might struggle to hold this beast, so make sure yours can handle it hanging off the PCI Express slot. Palit does include a support bracket in the box, but you might have trouble using it if you've got bottom-mounted fans. So checking out the ports, this thing's got a single HDMI 2.1 and 3 DisplayPort 2.1 ports. Finding a monitor that supports DisplayPort 2.1 can be challenging, but DisplayPort 1.4 will do the trick if you're okay with a bit of compression. On top of the card, you'll find the spot for the 12-volt power. You'll definitely need a solid PSU, around 1000 watts, just to get the lights on, since it's rated at 600 watts. If your PSU is a bit older, Palit does include a 12-pin to 4x8-pin adapter. Just make sure to plug everything in fully, because there's no sense LED from what I can see, and there's still a risk of melted cables with these 5090s. That much power definitely generates a lot of heat. You might not even need to heat your room in the winter, and if you're in Orlando using it in the summer, good luck with that. Seriously though, the triple fan 8 heat pipe design is pretty cool, no pun intended. The card maxes out at 64 degrees for me while gaming. Most of the heat is ejected through the hole in the aluminium backplate, which is great for airflow if you're mounting it horizontally, as it directs the heat upwards and away from the card. Now about the RGB, that's the main draw for most people. It has a super colourful RGB profile. You can control the RGB with the Fundamaster utility from Palit, or use an ARGB sync cable with the port next to the 12-volt connector. Unfortunately, the supplied cable is way too short and almost useless. I think you'd want to mount it vertically to really enjoy the visually stunning RGB on this unit. That's exactly what I've done. Just be careful about airflow, as you'll be directing all the heat towards your memory and motherboard. Finally, Palit includes some extras in the box, since the 5090 is ridiculously expensive, and this Palit version is no exception. I just wish they'd excluded the small mouse mat, cards and stickers and kept the cost down. Now on to the benchmarks. Black Ops 6 is generally a CPU intensive title, and it has a good benchmark utility. This is pure rasterization with no DLSS, and we're rendering at 4K. As you can see, the 5090 gets a whopping 205 FPS. The 4090 gets 164 FPS, so we're looking at a 25% boost in this game. The 1% lows are also improved to the tune of 28%. On to Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. This is a challenging title since Sony released the remastered version in October 2024. I'm running this using pure rasterization and no DLSS on the high preset. It also supports DLSS 3.1 frame gen or fake frames. As you can see, the game looks absolutely fantastic. The 5090 manages 149 FPS, which I guess is okay. I'd have liked more if I'm honest. The 4090 manages 127 FPS, which means the 5090 is only 17% better, which, like I said, is disappointing, although we get a slightly better improvement in the 1% lows. Unfortunately, I had to redo this benchmark just recently, so there's a slight disparity between the driver versions between my 5090 and 4090 runs. The general trend is the same despite this. Here is the DLSS 3.1 frame gen result, with 1 frame inserted for every 4 frames. This is also made a little faster as I'm using DLSS quality. Interestingly, with DLSS frame gen on, the game was very smooth and ran really well. Single-player titles like this are where I see the value in frame gen, and Horizon Zero Dawn runs very well with no noticeable artifacting. If you're looking to override this game to DLSS 4 and 4x frame gen from within the NVIDIA app, I'm afraid Sony don't support this and may never do so. On to Fortnite. So this is basically me running nanite and lumen for graphical fidelity over Fortnite, and I'm clocking around 140 FPS, which I think is very respectable for something so graphically taxing. I'm going to land. There's a lot of bots in this game, so I should get a chance to talk a little bit as well. So we're going to land, get a gun, kill a few bots, kill a few people hopefully as well. And we'll see how it goes. So I'm running lumen and nanite on a high setting. Hold on, let's take care of this guy. So I'll try and put something on screen with my settings as well. Lumen and nanite basically with the low post-processing. My lumen is high, not epic unfortunately. I think that would kill it, to be honest, even with a 5090. These are things I couldn't really run on my 4090 very well. But we all know, I mean these are just bots, so I'll just talk while I'm just messing around. So we all know that the 4090 shouldn't be upgraded to a 5090. That is, I won't say it's a waste of money. My aim's bad, by the way. I apologise. I wouldn't say it's a waste of money, but a 4090 to a 5090 isn't something that you should be doing. I have done it on this occasion because it's worth about 25% or, which is about 40 FPS, which is enough for me. But I've done it mainly because I wanted to run games better graphically, especially for things like this, for like content creation. Really helps a lot. But really, I really want to be running about 200 FPS in any game I'm playing, and this is running 140, 150. So I'd probably look to make some changes. Do I want that? That's a game from last. That's a gun from last season. That is. I'm going to take it. I have never used this before. Oh, so yeah, okay. So I've got mouse and I've just aimed down sight. It shoots one side or another, so it looks like I've got to run it like a Kimbo in COD. Oh, it is pretty good though. This was OP. I am pretty sure I watched a few videos about this. It was OP completely, and it was in last season. Oh, that's not a bot at all. He's running over there. I think I'm going to try and third party that, but I don't think they're bots, even though they're using a lot of cover to each other. Oh, he's running. Oh, wow. I'll take it. So, yeah, just hold on a sec. I think we've got less bots now. But the shadows are great. I mean, the game looks fantastic. I just wish I could. I am going to make some changes. I'm going to. Can't hit what you can't see. Jumping around all over. Okay, I'm going to try and make some changes. These may be bots though. I'm going to try and make some changes so I can run this, perhaps drop some things down so I can get around 200 FPS, which would be really good. Then I'd be inclined to use it. I think I'm going to go over to the house. Don't want. Yeah. There's only 3 people left. So they're fighting. So I'm going over here. There's 3 people left. So there might be 2 in a minute. There is 2. There is 2. So we've got 2 people left. I'd just like to take the time now to thank you for watching it and getting this far. Like and subscribe if you want to see me do more stuff. I'm new to this, so go easy on me. If you decide to comment, that's also good. And yeah, it's been interesting. I'm down to the last 2. God knows what's going to happen here. He might be quite good, so we'll have to see how that goes. And I'll catch you in the next one.